Today's episode is brought to you by Gray Block Pizza. Gray Block Pizza. You know what it is, baby boy. Get that hitter. Man. My neck hurts. Oh, my neck hurts. Sometimes I feel, like just like I feel just like all my emotions and hopes and fears and everything are just thumb wrestling in the back of my neck. That's where I keep a lot of tension. That's how I'm kind of a tension man. Some people refer to me as a tension man. When I was born, the doctor said, oh, he's taut. This baby's real taut. You couldn't, it wasn't like a super, some children, they're real malleable. They'll come out foot first, head first. They come out, sometimes they'll put a foot out and put it back, they'll hang a foot out and then pull it back in. Like they're doing the hokey pokey from birth. You put your left foot in the world, you take your left foot, and then there, shoulder first, lean with it, rock with it, and then Fat Joe rolls right out of a womb. That's how some babies are. But that wasn't me. I remember reading and, my mother kept a lot of scripture and everything about my birth and different child memories and stuff like that. Even when she didn't have a camera, I remember there were some pages, I have a baby book, and my mother would draw a picture of me having a good time or draw a picture of me crying out on the porch. But I remember what it said in there when I was born. The doctor said he's 11 pounds, whatever, but he's taut. He's real. This baby is damn real taut, like he just a little well done. And that's kind of how I've always been. Were you breech birth, Riley?
I was not.
All right, man. Well, there's different ways to do it. Let's get into the episode.
Lovers laughing in the springtime the other day, on my way to see you. Crowds of people turn to stare, there's nothing left to see. You and me. Time is no stranger when you're all by yourself. This time there's no danger, 'cause you found someone else. You once told me to be patient, love will find its way. Wait and see. Well, I waited so frustrated for a day to never come.
There you go.
Look what's happened to me.
Come on, break it down, Stevie.
Time is no stranger when you're all by yourself.
Come on, Stevie Starlight, ladies and gentlemen.
This time there's no danger, 'cause you found someone else.
And ladies and gentlemen, right there, that's Stevie Starlight with Time is No Stranger. And that's off his new album, Unnaturally Happy. And you can go get that album, and we'll put a link on there so you can grab that and get that sound inside of you. Yeah, I was that taut baby. I've always been that taut baby. Just taut. I remember my mother's always had, Riley Miles here. How are you today, Riley?
I'm doing well. It's great to be here again.
Yep, we're having you back, man, and it's a trial basis, and I hate to say that, to you like that, but that's life.
Right. Exactly.
You know, life's a trial basis. And how old are you?
I am 22.
Okay. So you're 22 years into the trial of life, really.
True. Right.
And so yeah, we're gonna see how people react to you, and but we're happy to have you back for an episode, and we'll see how people kind of react to you.
It's great to be back.
Yeah. Did you have any birth defects or anything like that?
Can't say I have. I mean, I'm a musician, like I said.
But no, when you were born, were you missing anything? Did you have any birth defects?
Dang, dude, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I mean,
so straight up full birth.
yeah.
Wow, must be nice, man. That's how it is these days. When I was young, I'll tell you this story. When I was young, people were born. You'd have a buddy missing you'd have a buddy missing a clavicle. You'd have a friend. It wasn't crazy to shake somebody's hand and only feel 4 on them.
Right.
It was a different time. People were uneven.
Right.
Somebody missing half a coccyx or half of a damn, have a square occipital, orbital entrance. Somebody, have a damn square eye. It was just different times. People had rabies. What else? People had diseases. I grew up, they had the tail end of polio. You'd see somebody dragging themselves down, dragging, maybe they had a cane or somebody got them a cane that was too short. And so they, somebody out there short caning, just barely, might as well just, look like, might as well just drag themselves. If you're short caning, it looks like you're doing damn magic, like you're out there just,
Right.
Is it cosmeticus or whatever. But anyway, you never had asthma or anything, huh?
I have not.
God, man. Living in luxury. We're coming out here again. This is episode 2 from the Central East, and happy to be here with you today. What's going on? I've been doing the MMA. That's what's really going on, man. And my body just feels, it's so you get in there. And yeah, I'm still fighting the women. And it's, and they are, man, I'm glad some of these women weren't my mother, because my mother put a good A whooping on me. She beat, my mother kind of lady, she beat both cheeks. She'll make you put on your pants afterwards to make sure they're both red. Not one of these one cheek wonders. A lot of these moms, they get one cheek red and they give up. My mom gonna burn up both of your little bottom hillsides, baby. That's how she was. She's a hard worker. But yeah, what was I talking about? You know what I was talking about, man, by chance?
You were talking about what's current, and you were doing MMA.
Oh yeah, thank you. So you're in there and you got a man in your lap and you in a man's lap. And it's really, it's just so, it reminds me of monkeys. When you see monkeys in a zoo or a penitentiary or something, if you've ever been in one of those, animal prisons in Bali. In Bali, they have so many monkeys that a lot of them have gone, they put them in detention, the bad ones, they put them into detention centers. Have you seen any of this, Riley?
I have.
Yeah. And so when you look at that kind of stuff and you see the bad ones, what do you support that kind of thing?
They're monkeys. Yeah. Yeah, I support all monkeys, whether they're bad or not.
Yeah, and well, yeah, I guess that's one way to do it. But for me, if you're already a monkey, that's risque for me. And then if you are a bad one, at that point, I'm not trying to take one of God's animals out of commission, but we gotta thin the herd a little bit. You're a bad monkey and they're having detention centers for you. It's too much for me. For me, at a certain point, you gotta stop the bus. But anyway. But yeah, you get out there, you're doing the MMA, and I'm over there, and there's people are being really helpful. It's definitely, they'll have somebody who'll show you the same move 30 times. And I'll be in there for an hour, and all I learned was, I can't even explain to you what I learned, like how to roll over. Okay. It's almost something you would see a strong baby do. Everybody's behaving like animals. They're behaving like it reminds you when you see the chimpanzees, when you see the little the monotontos, the crazy monkeys, whatever. That's how they're doing. Some are sitting on the side just kind of watching. A couple of them are rolling around. You're grabbing each other's feet and neck. That sort of thing. And it's wild, man. The tips of my fingers are all sore, almost like I've been playing the guitar. But the instrument that I'm playing really is, you're playing like another person, really. But the instrument that I'm playing it's almost like I'm playing my own, I don't want to say confidence, but it's like you have these little scars from playing your own. I can't really think of it. But that's what it is. You're just on the ground. You're just learning this thing over and over again. When you're doing the MMA. So, have you taken any classes like that, Riley? Do you have a extracurricular thing that you do?
I do. I was in Taekwondo for many years as a teen.
Wow. And how did you guys train often, or were you under a certain sensei or whatever?
Yeah, so it's this one location by my house in Anaheim, and I would go there almost every day after school and just train, constantly. And I made it up to black belt.
Damn, really?
Yeah, that was my top goal. Same as Eagle Scout. I made it. A lot of people don't make it to Eagle Scout. I made it to Eagle Scout. I made it to black belt.
Now, is there in the Eagle Scouting process? Is there like a moment where it's like, okay, you guys are all lined up, and they say, okay, William, you're going to be an Eagle Scout. Teresa, you're going to be one. Anthony, you're going to be one, and then you guys kind of step forward, and I kind of picture these other kids. This guy couldn't make the whatever he needed, a edible shovel or whatever, the different merit badges. He couldn't do it, and so he has to. Is there a separation of the haves and the have-nots at a certain point?
Honestly, not really a separation, but it's more like hey, if they don't want to, it's totally their problem. They don't have to. But I know a lot of people try to get to that point. Like at the very beginning, I know that's why they join scouting, because they want to become an Eagle Scout.
Oh yeah.
But later on, once they go through all of the hard work and all the merit badges, they're all like, it's too much. I give up. I have too much on my plate, or I just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. It's Navy SEALs for fourth graders. It's Navy SEALs for fourth graders. It's,
right, essentially.
Is everybody cut out to be an Eagle Scout?
I want to say yes and no. Yes, if they have their mind set to it, then yeah, they can be an Eagle Scout. It's not too hard to the point where it's impossible. Okay. It's always possible. You just have to just believe.
You have to apply yourself.
And right, apply yourself, work for it.
Okay. And is there a special, is there a finishing, because I'm just wondering because what I'm picturing is a moment, there's a night somewhere, there's a campfire, there's a tent, and there's a man comes in, everybody's wearing kerchiefs, and everybody, which I like that style. I like the Eagle Scout style. First of all, I like kind of the flair. It's almost like Bear Grylls meets TGI Fridays, kind of in a weird way. How
Sure.
they have a lot of the, the medallions in that.
Right.
But I just picture that there's a night or by a campfire or something, or an extended cab tent where people are saying, I'm going on and you're not, mm-hmm. and I'm going into this other tent. I'm an Eagle now, and you are what? Webelow is under Eagle?
No, Webelows is the bridge from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts.
Okay. And that's where you guys lose a lot of people too, huh?
Right. Yeah, because a lot of people, and I've actually lost a lot of friends from that. Or not friends, I mean...
You could say it.
Well, I mean, they're still my friends, but I've lost them, going from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts because they didn't want to transition on.
Wow.
But, I mean, it's totally their choice. I mean, they're doing well now. I see all of them on
Are
Facebook.
they?
I mean...
Yeah, you see them on Facebook, but do you see them in the field of life? Do you see them... using the skills that you guys have learned. That's what, because that's where it matters, man. That's what I'm saying. When I was young, you came out of the womb. A lot of people had to, you had to boat knot your own damn umbilical cord.
Right.
There wasn't a man in there. Now they cut your umbilical cord. They'll give they mail you can mail. They got a website. They'll mail a piece of it to each of your grandparents. That kind of stuff. You know, a little frickin' that utero caviar or whatever they're calling it now, and they all get together on a Zoom call, and all four of your grandparents do a shot of Greek whiskey or whatever, and eat the babies and everybody eat the umbilical cord at the same time. There's all these little group chats or whatever, but when I was young it was different. That's what I'm trying to tell you, brother.
Right.
But that intro song was Stevie Starlight, man. That's Unnaturally Happy. And man, he's been with us since the beginning of this show, and he sent me a nice email the other day just checking in. Yeah, what's going on, man? This past week has been good. It's been good. It's been, I had some moments where I was really like, what am I doing? How am I going to kind of make this work? This feels uncomfortable. Had a day where I didn't want to do anything. Was really feeling down in the dumps. And thankfully I have moments in that day where it's like, okay, just, maybe half the day hasn't gone well, but let's get the other half. Let's salvage this other half of this day and let's go. One of the beauties of the past few years has been meeting guys and being able to come into worlds, Joe Rogan, you meet Joe Rogan, you get into his universe and know him, and you get inspired, and then you start, following guys like David Goggins and reading their books, and Jocko Willink and Cam Haines, and you start getting, I guess it's like inspirational type of guys. You have Dustin Poirier come in and sit down, and you just, it's interesting. I start to realize that I thankfully, I almost know too many people now who don't give up to give up for a full day sometimes. If that makes any sense. It's just like, it's like, if you stack your deck of cards with enough cards that, if you take some of the fives out of your deck, and you throw in a couple extra jacks, something with a sword. You throw in a couple extra jokers, a couple extra beefy jokers, some Riddler, some juggler using Test 200 or something. And now you got a deck of, cards that it's a little bit stronger. It's a little bit more like inspirational, I guess. Yeah, I guess I've just found myself getting more into, I know enough inspirational people almost personally, where, it's just interesting. It almost makes it harder for me to give up on myself a little bit. So I don't know what I'm saying really there, but what I was saying was sometimes you have tough times, but I got some calls that were welcoming. A man called me the N-word. I'll say that. And it was a black man. Black man called me the N-word, and I just said, hey, man, it's our time, brother. That's what I told him. I said, it's our time to shine, baby. BLM, daddy, we can't be putting each other down. So, just interesting. How do you deal with kind of inverse racism a little bit? Have you ever had to deal with anything like this, Riley?
Sometimes a little with racism with being Asian and all. As a child, now, never. Even if I do, I kind of laugh it off as a joke because I honestly couldn't care less what people think. Yeah. About that, I'm not too sensitive about racism to Asians. Yeah.
But Asians handle things differently, man.
Right.
You guys are really kind of like, you guys kind of bob and weave with the racism, I feel like.
Right.
You know? And, if, you know, you guys, you know, you look at Asians, there's also all different. What I don't like is get specific with the racism. Mm-hmm. These Asians. You know, I've said it. I've definitely said it. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. Everyone has.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you probably said, you know, if people are behaving a certain way. I mean, I stereotype all the time. Mm-hmm. And I like it sometimes. It doesn't mean my heart is bad.
Right.
There's such a difference between somebody who's out there sharpening a sword, writing, writing a name on it, like writing a black man's name or a white man's name or a Asian man's name or something on it, you know. Right. This sword is for, Ladarius or something. You know, it's like, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. But if you're just like, oh, man, dude, these Asian people are driving me nuts. If you're stuck somewhere at a festival or something, like an Asian festival, mm-hmm. Is that racism? If everybody's Asian at the festival?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, dude, you got to look at, I believe that we all are going to, I believe in beige power. That's what I say. I believe we're all hurtling towards one color eventually, tone. I mean, you and I are probably the same skin tone.
Yeah, yeah. Getting there, closer.
I mean, we're almost the same damn skin tone, man.
Right.
You know, it's also, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, the guy called me the N-word. I don't know what to do, you know, and honestly, part of me, I was pretty excited. I'll be honest with you. You know, I quit using the N-word probably about 4 years ago when everybody else did. Fully. I mean, I would never actively, but people would, if I saw it in sometimes people would do, like you'd be playing that game of where you draw something out of a hat and you try to act out the movie. You know what that game is, Riley? Do you ever played that in your town?
Yeah, charades.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely played charades.
And are you good at charades?
No, not at all.
Oh, wow.
I wish I was.
And what I would see was people would write it in there, write in a racial slur or something. And so you'd pick it out and you start acting it out and you're like, oh, shit, this isn't even a movie. This is racism.
Right.
So, you'd see that old trick. But anyway, but yeah, I just didn't know how to react. I didn't know how to react to that. And so I figured one day we're all going to be the same thing. So I tried to channel that energy from the future and say, hey, man, just accept the name. It's our time, baby. We're out here, brother. That's what I said. And I tried to handle it as good as I could, because there's no correct way to handle that kind of thing. There's no correct way to handle that kind of thing. What else do we have going on, man? What else is happening? What'd you do this week, Riley? Did you get anything exciting?
Just been editing some music videos. Pretty much it.
And do you eat? What do you like to? You eat regular meals and everything?
Right. Sometimes. I mean, I sometimes skip breakfast or lunch because I'm just too busy editing. I'm too much in the zone, or I'm just, laying back watching TV.
Now, I find this is one thing, and I'll get into a little bit of racial discussion here. I find that Asian people are good. They are very good at dropping into something and just staying in the pocket. You go to some of these, I've been to, I've probably been in maybe 7 Asian countries or whatever, and you'll go into some of these buildings where there's just thousands of Asian people playing video games until they die, some of them. Like, it's just the uncanny ability to drop into something and stay there.
I haven't really thought about that for being from Asians. I've never really thought, I think that's honestly just it could be anybody. I have a few friends that are like that, and they're definitely not Asian. They're white.
But would you be better than them? Could you beat them if you guys were in a contest?
Honestly, it kind of depends. I'm not one of those like those gamers, like those Asian gamers that you see that are like
Right there, right
constantly
there,
gaming.
Asian gamers.
Right, exactly. I'm not one of those guys. I mean,
Are you a diehard Asian, would you say, or not? And this is just,
I'm pretty much the whitest Asian you will meet.
wow.
Yep. I mean, not in terms of my looks, but of my physical appearance, but like how my mindset works.
I didn't know you were Asian.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I am.
All right, let's take a call right here.
Hey Theo, man, it's Nathan from Nashville. Now, it makes me really excited to hear that you might move down here. And I just want to offer a perspective.
Thank you for calling, Nathan. I appreciate that, brother. Sound like you're reading. Does it sound like he's written this and is reading it? Did you pick up on that, Riley?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Thank you.
About a year or so ago, I was kind of obsessed with moving to LA in my van with the idea of laying it all on the line for my dream. And maybe by doing this, God would, buy the ticket to the dream at the price of the ultimate sacrifice, But a lot of my mentors here said, they were like, dude, just slow down. You're kind of where you need to be. And I just want to let you know, man, like Nashville's changing and growing. And if you move down here, you'd kind of be at the ground floor of a movement.
Well, first of all, thank you, man. I appreciate this call, young fella. And I'll say this, man, definitely is getting a van and driving somewhere is that laying it on the line? I guess in a lot of ways it is. You could easily get fleas. You're probably going to at least have a pet at some point. I don't trust the person that has the van, but not the pet that lives in it with them. At least that guy, I feel like, is a little bit more non-murderer. Because you can't murder if you have a place, if you have a van, you're not gonna bring a person home and murder them with the animal right there. Because then there's 2 degrees of what's going on. There's you being murderer, and there's the animal watching. There's just, so when I see a man with a van with no animal, now a bird, it doesn't count. I'm talking dog. A bird doesn't count. A cat doesn't even count. A cat is just a friggin' 4-legged bird. But when you get that animal, if you get a van with an animal, that guy ain't that guy will try to screw you probably, or do sex with you, or give you, and make you a little grilled cheese or something. And maybe have you listen to a little bit of Widespread Panic or something like that, and frickin', he'll want you, he'll do some henna tattoos on one of your ass cheeks, but he's not gonna murder you. But I feel like you get into a van that has no animal in it, that's murder town right there. What do you think, Riley? You had any experience with anything like that?
I have not, honestly.
What else is going on, man? I'll say this. I appreciate the call. I appreciate the call, you calling and saying that good things are here, things are happening. Let's hear a little bit more of whatever you had to say, brother.
To give you an example, my band is a psychedelic gospel funk group. And oddly enough, we've been kind of welcomed and embraced. And again, just things are moving and changing. It's not just...
Well, yeah, but one way to get welcome and embraced is if your band does everything. We're a country, we're country, zydeco, emo, drywall. Can we play here? And it's like, yeah, sure you can. As long as you refinish the kitchen, you can play wherever you want. Like if you have so many options to a band, if you're like, oh, we do acoustic, acapella, Jamaican, sort of, it's like kind of like a 6ix9ine Dixie Chicks mashup, then people are like, they can't say no. So I think to challenge yourself, brother, try one type of music. Because if you got that Christian disco funk, trap house, chop and screwed, Paul Wall meets Paul Simon, hell, I don't even know what at that point, I might as well just drive my car into a damn Amoeba Music, into an abandoned record shop. But thank you for the sentiment of this call, man. And sentiment, when you think of sentiment, it's almost like cinnamon and mint. Somebody put them together. Let's hear the rest of this.
And oddly enough, we've been kind of welcomed and embraced. And again, just things are moving and changing. It's not just country, right? And Nashville might not be known for comedy, but man, we could sure use a king down here. And, you know, music and comedy go together like peanut butter and jelly, my friend.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Music and comedy are interesting. You know, a lot of comedians will end up getting into music. Riley Mao, do you know that?
I do now.
A lot of comedians will get into music. You know, Sinbad is a famous kind of black Asian kind of comedian. And he does music now. He has a band. Steve Martin, famous white man. You know, he might have been Italian. I don't know what he was. But he did music. He does music now. He plays a banjo. Jim Brewer does music. He does music. And he was, you know, he definitely, I mean, he seems like, yeah, you know, he's kind of a rescue kind of man. A lot of comedians get into music. I think it's because at a certain point, sometimes I think it's why anybody does anything or changes it up. You know, your voice and your humor become an instrument, and then after a while, you're like, I want to play a different instrument. You know, I wish I could play the piano. I wish because your voice and your humor, it's just an instrument that's in you. Some people's instrument in them is their voice, you know, to sing. Some people is speed, you know, deaf signaling. You know, what is that called? You know what I'm talking about, Riley?
Hand gestures. What's the name of it?
I think it's deaf signaling, but they have speed competitions now for deaf signaling. You know, you'll see, four people are trying to rattle off, half of Flowers for Algernon or something. They're just reading it as fast as they can with their hands. But everybody has a different, people have playing a different instrument. Some people may do bow and arrowing. And you just sometimes you're tired, you get tired, I don't want to do, I don't want to sing. I want to try something else. I want to try something else. So I think that's why a lot of comedians sometimes will get into music eventually, because they want to play something else than the instrument they've been playing, which is their sense of humor. It's just a refined instrument. That's all it is. It's just like singing, but it's just a little different. I mean, at least 4 times a day I think about playing the piano. I'd like to play it. But yeah, thank you for the nice call, man. And we're actually, I'm gonna tell you right now, I will be performing September 26th in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and you can get those tickets theovon.com. You can check those out right there, and I appreciate the support out there. I haven't been to Iowa. I haven't been over there with the Dark Arts tour over to Iowa, and I got to tell you about this real quick. Today's episode is brought to you by BlueChew. BlueChew. You got to get your body going. You got to get, if you want an erection, you got to get one. That's the thing. And in the old days, you could blow a flute and get erect. Some countries you go over there, you go to India, you go to the Far East, you go to, Botswana, they blow the flute and your wiener gets erect. You snake up, bro. Your wiener will bite a freaking kid crawling by, But you got to get somebody that can play the flute. You got to get the instrument. That's a more expensive deal. So times have changed. Get the only sildenafil and tadalafil chewables by visiting BlueChew.com. If you like sex or even just touching your own body when part of it's hard, you'll love BlueChew.com. It offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. The Blue Chews can be taken on a full or empty stomach. So if you had a little bit of caviar, or if you've never had caviar like me, and you poor, bruh, and you've had a little bit of that gas station caviar, bruh, a couple of fucking melted Kit Kats, then you can have this right after. You could do 2 Kit Kats and still have and still get your wiener tightened up. So what I'm telling you, here's a great deal for you. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first order free when you use promo code THEO. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code THEO. And that's important. And I'll tell you this also, man, it's that time of year, and I've been struggling with severe jock itch. And it kind of is a little bit manly to say. I'll say it loud if there's some hotties around. I'll kind of, just to let them know that I'm at least have a jock. Even if it itches, like at least remind them, hey, I'm itching, but around, this desirable route. Manscaped, however, is on a mission to change the grooming game. A lot of times, jock itch is the byproduct of having too much hair around your body parts, your nuts and scrotum and everything, wiener. But that can change. They just released their products in the UK, Canada, and Australia. So now you can get that good A tightened up, Now you can tighten up the queen and the bit and whatever it's called. The unforgiven castle where the guy never sleeps or whatever. And they keep walking by the tomb, and then the guy, he has the hat on. You know what I'm talking about. Manscaped, the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer, offers a replaceable ceramic blade with advanced skin-safe technology, which helps reduce grooming accidents. The waterproof technology also allows you to groom in the shower. Now, that's nice. Because usually what you got to do, you got to lay a trash bag in the garage. You got to get out there, drop a couple floodlights on the ground, and get at your bag and root. That's changed. That has changed. The perfect package also comes with 2 free gifts and other liquid formulations to complete your body hair trimming routine. You can support the podcast, and we need it. Look, we need the support. So get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/THEO. Get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/Theo. Upgrade that dong salon with the luxury products of Manscaped. You have a lot of body hair, Riley?
I don't.
I would have guessed that, man, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. And I hate to be... Now, is that racism? If I guessed that, you know what I'm saying, kind of?
Right. No, I get it. On it? Kind of, yeah. I would think so.
Because Asians, you can't... you take a razor to an Asian, you barely get a damn, a quarter cup of hair, probably. You probably, right. You'll barely end up with a damn sideburn on the ground if you trim an Asian. Mm-hmm. So, they're kind of like, they're not hairy people. Are they? Are the Yokozunas hairy?
I don't think so.
I'm going to have to look that up, man. We got another call that came in, man. Let's check it out right here. And this man had some nice stuff to say. Onward.
What's up, Mr. Vaughn, you beautiful bastard? Listening to the latest episode, man. Here you're talking about Nashville, and if I know anything about you, I'd imagine that you're stressing and overthinking it, bro. But I think you probably have the core of your fans is probably some of the most loyal fans in the industry. I know that I got nothing but love for you, man, and I know that a lot of others do too. It doesn't matter where you go. If it's Bangladesh or Boston, bro, we're all here for you. It don't matter where you go. So know that your fan base is loyal. We're going to follow you everywhere. And if you go to Nashville, man, you're a little closer to me in the Indy, Louisville area. So spread your wings, bro. Discomfort is where we get our greatest achievements at, is when we kind of shake things up a little bit. So spread your wings, little birdie. Fly. Much love, homie.
Gang, bro. Yeah, man, you're right, man. Leaning into the fear. You know, leaning into the fear, man. You're really that's a really nice message, man. I appreciate you saying that, and yeah, you know, I am so lucky to have people that care, you know, and people remind me all the time, constantly through this podcast, and just nice people that I met, and yeah, it never ends, man. You know, thanks, man. That's nice of you to say, dude. Yeah, leaning into that discomfort. What's over here? It's so hard to sit sometimes with your discomfort. It's so hard to sit there and hear the sounds of your truth, or your truths just echoing to you. Yes, thank you, man. Thank you for that. That's nice. It's a sweet message, man. You know, we have a lot of nice people listen to this podcast, Riley Mao. All right. Oh, I remember this, man. You know, Halloween is coming up. And I remember that, Riley, I wanted to ask you what you thought about that. Do you guys practice that? What is some of your experience with that?
Honestly, I don't have an opinion. I don't, honestly.
All right. Do you remember ever being costumed as a child? Did anybody dress you up and kind of trick you out at different areas for sugar? You know what I'm talking about, Halloween. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
okay,
for sure.
But have you experienced it? Were you costumed up?
What do you mean by that?
Did you dress up or?
Yes.
Okay. And what were some of the outfits or different styles or something?
Oh man.
Anything that really that kind of stands out in your life that you enjoyed?
I remember I was SpongeBob.
Okay.
SpongeBob was great. I remember I was a three-legged man, and no one could tell which one was the right or was the fake leg.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that was pretty funny.
That's a dirty grandpa's trick right there, too. You know.
Yeah.
That sounds fun, though.
It was really fun. I actually enjoy it. I always love Halloween. You've seen the Blues Brothers, right?
Yes.
So I've been Elwood Blues.
Actually, no, I haven't. I actually
Really?
lied about that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You should watch it. But yeah, I used to be Asian Elwood Blues.
Ooh.
Did you watch The Office?
Yes.
Okay, remember Asian Jim? It was like one of the later episodes, or one of the later
I didn't watch
seasons.
all of it yet. I'm on season 1.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, it's fantastic. There was one episode where where Jim tried to trick Dwight and like have like an Asian Jim, and trying to trick Dwight into being like, no, like that's really me. I've been here the whole time.
Oh.
So I was Asian Jim.
Oh, I like that. I met Jim one night at a club one time.
Really?
Yeah. And he was drinking and chasing women, I remember. And really hard up for a little bit of cooch, man, at the time. And so was I. And I could see in his eyes just something that I saw in myself, you know, and yeah, I just remember that. But yeah, I remember Halloween was so big when we were young, man. Mom would get us out there. And man, we would sometimes, you know, like I remember my sister was in like a cast or something one time for something. She lost a battle with some ants or something, or she tried to get artsy with a group of wasps, and came in second place, and so she was in one of those kind of full body soft casts where they really just trying to get that aloe vera on you, where they almost have to embalm, like a mummify you with aloe vera strips of lotion and and wax paper or whatever. But I remember we took her around one time. We had to take her in like a little wheelbarrow to go get the candy. One time we tried to be light. We thought light was like the really bright white thing, so we covered our bodies with flour and went door to door like that. My brother went through a phase, kind of like he would take a mirror and he would like wheel it up to their door, and they'd be like, "What are you?" He'd be like, "You don't want to look at who you really are." He was like he was just going through a phase, I'm the scariest thing, yourself, your truth, like that kind of Edgar Allan Poe, kind of Benjamin Franklin shit. But God, I remember it, dog. I remember just going door to door, and there was always a lot of pedophiles out. There was always a lot of pedophiles out living their life and doing their thing. And that was there. You'd see them out with no kids. Dressed up like a pedophile. You're like, oh, this is interesting. So, but yeah, man, leaning into the fear. I'm going to lean into the fear, man, and lean into the uncomfort. I didn't even know about, having Riley back, what it was like, and what, we're, just figuring this all out. And even last week we kind of talked at the end of the episode about, I just like trying something new. It's hard to try new things sometimes. Why does comfort feel so... Man, it's weird because comfort, it's a good thing, right? It's a positive word. It's a positive feeling. But it's such a... Too much of it is it can be a hampering. This is, you know what I'm saying, Riley?
No, exactly. I totally get what you're saying.
Have you been uncomfortable in your life before?
Oh, many times. For sure. Whether it's, just being on stage during one of my band performances.
Oh, you were in a band?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
well,
I didn't know that.
I was in...
you were in band?
Right, yeah. I was in marching band, concert band, jazz band, pep bands.
Damn.
I love being in band.
And what's the heaviest instrument you could carry, you think?
I think the heaviest one was I remember I was in drumline and I was carrying the the quads, the big drum
4
with the
drums.
5, right, the 4 or 5 drums. Yeah, I carried that. That was really heavy. Then again, like right now I'm 5'5". I was like maybe 4'11" or something, or like 5 feet. Wow. And it was tough because
I'd smoke a blunt to that, man, watching a little, a smaller, unique person of color kind of carry a drum set, dog.
Right.
I'd get high to that.
I mean, I was the only Asian. I was the smallest guy on the team. Wow. It was tough, but I did it.
You were fierce almost, really.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it was actually kind of too heavy to the point where I actually had to move to a different instrument. So I went on the smallest bass drum there was. You know how there's different sized bass drums in drumline. I was the smallest bass drum.
Oh, wow. That beautiful little baby bass, huh?
Exactly.
Damn. And could you hit it pretty hard with the sticks? How many sticks did you get?
2. One on each side.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Because we had a guy in ours that only got 1 stick, I remember.
Really?
Yeah, because the band was barely funded. The band was basically stuff they made in wood shop that would make a sound. So you'd have 5 or 6 dudes. We had this kid named Brian St. Pierre out there, and he was really like the first kind of white kid ever, the first white kid ever to act like a black kid, and they'd never seen it before. And so he was in mentally handicapped courses and everything, but they gave him half a drum. And he'd get halfway through a song and he'd be fist fighting somebody at the concession stand for a damn airhead or something. That kid was really real POS, man. Real POS. Let's take another call that came in right here, man.
I just called in, actually. I live right around Nashville, Tennessee. I realize my message is probably a little long, something I wouldn't really listen to. I just want to let you guys know, reiterate, if you guys are ever around the town, Nick, Theo, any of the King and Sting family, I got some good places all around Nashville, some family, some property. I'd love to show you guys around, show you a good time, really.
Now, as right now, this guy sounds either like a super nice guy or murderer. I like to show you around the property. If I'm a woman, if I'm drunk outside of a bar, that's death.
We got a big private lake. Let you guys come fish, catch some big old bass instead of Chin's baby bass, and
Amen.
really have a good time. Hit me up. My name's Kyle Sickle, around Nashville, Tennessee.
All right, Kyle. Wow, I appreciate that, man. It's really nice of you, and I will hit you up. And I would love to come out there and catch a bass, You ever reeled in something big? Riley Mel?
I haven't. I mean, I love going fishing. I am super bad at it. I haven't done it as much. I did it when I was in Scouts. That's when I would always fish with a few of my friends, fellow Scouts. And
do you guys have a no man left behind kind of thing like that? What's the mantra?
Yeah, man, we are always we leave no man behind, we leave no trace behind. That was actually
Damn, really?
Well, yeah, that was actually our thing, our Scout motto. Not our motto. I forgot what it was called. One of our sayings, leave no trace behind, and our Scout slogan, that's what it is. And that basically means we leave no trash, we leave everything better than how we found it. So
Wow.
If we're at a campsite, if there's a few pieces of plastic on the ground, we'd pick it up, throw it out on the way out, leave it better than how we found it.
Wow. Amen, man. Yeah, thank you for the fishing offer. That's that's really nice, man. And I will hit you up, and I will come fish. I appreciate that. That'll make me feel more, at home here. And getting into the MMA has made me feel more home. Just going in, just keep going back, even though it's I go in and some of the people recognize me and say, or they're super friendly, but it also makes you feel a little uncomfortable when people, not that they're trying to make you feel uncomfortable, it just, there's just a different, it's it's cool, but it's also, okay, I want to take the class. I want to be, I start thinking that they think differently of me. And so then it's just in my head, So anyway, all they've been is really welcoming and yeah, just starting to feel a little bit more confident about, when I was young, I just didn't have any confidence, man. I just didn't have any, man. Who got you into Taekwondo, Riley?
I've actually kind of wanted to do it myself. I just wanted to learn martial arts.
Self-starter, they call it.
Right. And I just wanted to, from the very beginning, I've always wanted to earn black belt. That's the same thing with Scouts. From the very beginning, joining Cub Scouts, I've always wanted to become an Eagle Scout. That was my thing, and I had to make it. So I did the same exact thing for Taekwondo.
Praise God.
I loved it. I'm glad I did.
There's something real powerful about having self-control is real powerful.
Right.
Because I'm the other end of that where I've struggled with, oh, Jesus Christ. I've struggled. Sorry. I've struggled with it. I'm short of that, so doing masturbation and that kind of stuff, I really struggle with that. It's hard. It's hard to do it, man. It's hard to not do it. That's what I mean. So, what else are we talking about, man? Breaking up with your old wireless provider just got a whole lot easier thanks to Mint Mobile. That's right. They were the first company to sell premium wireless service online only. And now Mint Mobile is introducing their unlimited data plan for just $30 a month. Let that sink in. An unlimited plan for $30. How much is your soon-to-be ex-wireless provider charging you? Think about it. How much are they charging you? For people that hate their phone bill and are ready to cut ties with big wireless, Mint Mobile offers their premium unlimited plan for just $30 a month. That's premium unlimited. Think about limits. Now don't think about them. That's Mint Mobile. By going online only and eliminating the traditional cost of retail, Mint Mobile passes significant savings on to you. That's how they do it. All plans come with unlimited talk and text and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. If you're not 100% satisfied, Mint Mobile has you covered with their 7-day money-back guarantee. Break up with big wireless and switch to Mint Mobile. This sounds like quite a deal. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $30 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Theo. That's mintmobile.com/THEO. Cut your unlimited wireless bill to $30 a month at mintmobile.com/Theo. You know, I was my fingers are hurting from, I think, becoming a man. That's what I'm feeling like. And I know that sounds crazy, but you know, I think I've been to 4 of these, I'm doing MMA. And so I've been to 4 classes now. And I know, look, I'm not saying that I know anything. I know absolutely nothing. But I don't know. It's weird. My hands always feel like I don't know what to do with them. And then suddenly, just a little, my hands feel like a little bit more like they're going to be okay. That's all. That's the only little thing I just start to notice, that my hands they'll be okay. Like, I can't explain it. It's just, they feel a little more confident. That don't mean try me. I don't want somebody to, come at me or hit me with a sword or shoot me or nothing, or, do something, do anything. But, yeah, it just feels interesting. But that's what they feel. It's the same feeling if you've been practicing a guitar and you get those things on your fingers. What are they called, Riley? Do you know?
Calluses?
Yes. It's just like that. All right. I remember one year we got into some racial stuff at Halloween. My dad had gotten some cinnamon sticks. When somebody, I think maybe like a Cuban person or something, had left them somewhere. I don't know. Someone got them. He got them. But, or he might have got them. My dad used to go to South America a lot and do some stuff. I don't know what he was doing. He might have been probably running around on my mom, but I don't know. I was a child. And, anyway, so we were all excited with the cinnamon sticks. So we were like, oh, let's do Halloweening as cinnamon sticks, family. And so we got everybody out there, dude. And this is back when you could do something darker without getting raced out. Nowadays I jump in some yellow paint and run out there, and people say, oh, you're being hateful to Asian people. I jump in red paint. They say, oh, you're being hateful to Native Americans. I jump in, I try to do a little bit of cinnamon sticking as a family, and they say, oh, you're being hateful. You're being hateful to black people or black culture. But back then, it wasn't like that. You could be a cinnamon stick at Halloween. And I remember a day when in America you could be a cinnamon stick at Halloween and not get called out for racial injustice. People were like, are you being hateful? Like, I'm being cinnamon. That's all I'm being. And everybody loves cinnamon. And I long for a day like that in this country again. I really long for a day like that. But the disease, I feel like, is lightening up. I feel like people I don't know what's going on. You know, I don't know. I feel like with the disease, Corvid, or lung AIDS, some people call it. I am shocked that we shut down the world, but we didn't really know what to do, I think. We didn't really know. You can't Monday morning quarterback a pandemic. But I feel like we should have it seems like people that are highly susceptible should have been given maybe a government stipend, give them something, help them stay safe, and let the rest of the world operate. That's what I feel like we should have tried to do. But one thing about being a free country is sometimes everybody wants to do their own thing. And they can. You know. They can. All right, let's take one or two more calls. Here we go.
Hey, Theo. This is Mike Jenner calling. Just wanted to say, hey, man, thanks for all you do. I'm a recovering addict, 2 years sober, over 2 years sober.
Gang, man, congratulations, Mike. 2 years, baby. Dos años, baby. Them Spanish years, daddy. You got them.
Off of that methamphetamines. Ugh, crazy shit.
I never did any meth, man. You know, I always wanted to smoke crack, honestly. I never did smoke any crack, and I always wanted to know what it was like. Have you had a high drug experience, Raleigh?
I've not. You will know me as the most innocent man. I mean, you know, I'm a Christian, Eagle Scout, so I'm like the most innocent guy that you will probably ever meet.
What's a high stimulant you've been on? What's something heavy you've been on?
I want to say the highest thing would probably be when I got my wisdom teeth pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I mean...
What were you on, brother? On that gas? What'd they have you on?
It was...
They gassed you out?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah,
yeah,
boy.
It was...
That's crazy, dude. There's videos of that where you can watch Asian people getting gassed out. It's like because a lot of Asian people do it. Sorry, I'm generalizing. There's a lot of unique Japanese videos where they do different artistic stuff with laughing gas. Have you seen any of that?
I have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But see, I'm not. I remember when I got my wisdom. You know how wisdom or people who get their wisdom teeth pulled out and they're like slowly waking up afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you know, they do funny stuff all the time. That wasn't me. I remember that my arms were up on the seat. And I have pictures. My mom took pictures of me being like that. It was funny. But other than that, I didn't really do anything funny. Like I was conscious enough to know like I still remember seeing the camera on me. I'm like, put that away. No.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, I didn't really do anything too funny. It was an interesting experience, I gotta say.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, look, man, getting gassed out and doing that and getting your teeth pulled out, that's the only thing. See, if every time people got high, they had to pull their teeth out, that should be the rule. People want to do crack. You want to do a little bit of methamphetamines. Then they rip a molar. They frickin' take an incisor out. Every time you get gassed up, or get blotched out on some Percocets, they pull another tooth. And once you're toothless, no more drugs for you. That's how it should be done. Would you throw out a couple more teeth to get one, to go another round, you think?
Well, I'm currently getting an implant put in, and
hell yeah, boy.
And I had to basically there's this one oral surgeon. There's like this tooth that wouldn't come down, so he was trying to pull it down. That took about a year, and it didn't come down. So I went to a different orthodontist, and he was like, no, it was supposed to go over then down. So then we were like, okay, so we wasted a whole year going down. So we tried going over and down, but that wouldn't work after a year later because of the first guy that was trying to pull it down. Oh. So then they had to end up taking it out, and it was like a shark tooth. It was really curved. It was really weird. So then, I got it taken out.
Dorsal.
exactly. I got it taken out, and then now I'm trying to. It's like I think year 5 or something of this, something crazy. Like it's been since high school.
Praise God, trying to get one tooth out of you.
Yep. And
Wow.
so now we are trying to get, or I'm trying to get an implant of where it's, I think, so the space is, it was too big for 2 teeth, but too small for 3 teeth. So I think we're just going to do 3 small teeth going in.
Oh,
I
wow.
think. So it's going to be interesting for sure.
3 small teeth, man.
It's been years of doing this, but hey,
Yeah.
it's almost done.
Hey, everybody's got their Vietnam, baby. You know, that's the wild thing, man. Let's finish this call up right here.
But hey, man, I just wanted to say, shit fucks with your emotions. 2 years sober, and I'm still feeling the emptiness. I'm trying. I got a full-time job, a great job. I'm a great employee. I haven't missed a day of work in over a year and a half. I love it. I love my job. I'm outside all day. That saved my life. But man, I feel empty, man. When I'm not working, I feel empty.
Yeah, you know, I can really relate to that. You know, sometimes I notice I just have to keep doing work. I can't sit there and not do work. Because then it's like if I don't have work, then I'm almost just kind of left with who I am or something. So I just lean so heavy into work, man. Let's hear more.
Anyway, people got it worse than I do. I know that. All I gotta say is gang, gang.
Gang, bro. Congrats on your 2 years, man. And yeah, you know, life is it's a survivor's game. I mean, it's a survivor's game, man. And sometimes it's, you know, sometimes I don't want to take care of myself, really. Sometimes I get tired of taking care of myself. I just want to let somebody else do it. You know, or I just want to, but that's where you pull it up. That's where we get G up. You know, have a half a Red Bull or something. You know, sometimes you don't have the right word. There's nothing to say sometimes. It's just, we just keep battling, man. That's it. We keep it cruising. You know, we do our own thing. All right, we got one last call here, man, and I want to thank all the callers and 985-664-9503, as always, is the hotline. You can call and be a part of this show. All right, let's take one more call right here.
Hey, Theo, this is Darren. I'm calling from Indiana.
What's up, Darren? Indiana, it's Spanish for?
In Indiana?
Indian.
Oh, Indian. I did not know that.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that I really support your move out of the Los Angeles metropolis. I've lived there. I came from Toronto. I lived in Los Angeles. Now I'm living in Indiana. You know, it's just a whole nother view of America. I know you grew up more rural in Louisiana, but man, I think you need to reconnect with that because while you might be scared, the benefits far outweigh the fear. You look around, you're like, oh, whoa, what's that? That's a blade of grass. Oh, whoa, what's that? That's a leaf on a tree. These are things you forget about when you're in LA. It's just endless. There's no way to escape it, like other than going into the ocean, you know, and then you'll drown.
Yeah, that's true. You know, LA, it's a never ending. You know, it's a never ending. And look, it's not a move. You know, it's a test drive. But thank you for the well wishes, man. A lot of well wish calls came in. You know, a lot of people just saying, hey, you know, it's exciting and, you know, stay positive. And, you know, I had that trouble last week at Big Lots and, ran into some issues over there, and so, but, I'm just rolling with the punches, man. And I'm trying to find things that will connect me, because it's real easy for me to get disconnected. It's easy for me to be disconnected, man. So I'm trying to find little things to connect me and to just be a part of my own life, man, to stay active in my own life, to get up each day and say, all right, this is, and if I lose half the day, to say, hey, man, let's make a comeback here in the second half. We can do it. We can do it. We just got to keep going. That's all we can do. Riley Mao, do you think?
Yes, sir. That's all we can do.
You heard him, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for joining us this week. I'm going to go out on the same way that we came in, man. Out here riding into the apocalypse of time with Stevie Starlight. Time is no stranger. Again, September 26th, I will be in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's outdoors. Trying to get back on doing some dates, and gonna hopefully tape a Netflix special here soon. So I gotta do the material. I got up for the first time the other night in Nashville, and we'll talk about that next episode, about what that was like. I'm gonna go back and get up tonight, and yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. So congratulations on the guys that hit a couple years of sobriety, and anybody else that's out there struggling, and anybody that's struggling in silence. Man, there's nothing tougher, man, than struggling in silence. But you can do it, man, woman, everyone. Thank you for being here, Riley.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, let's go out with a little bit of Stevie Starlight. Time is no stranger.
Lovers laughing in the springtime the other day, on my way to see you. Crowds of people turn to stare, there's nothing left to see, you and me.
The fire, the gender reveal fire, is still burning. And shout out to all the firemen and firewomen out there fighting that blaze. And I think it's consumed like 70,000 acres or something now. And, and they still don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Isn't that crazy?
Really? Wow.
So.
Time is no stranger when you're all by yourself. This time there's no danger, 'cause you found someone else. You once told me to be patient, love will find its way. Wait and see. Where I waited so frustrated for a day to never come. Look what's happened
To me. This is Stevie Starlight.